In this demonstration we're going to look at Server Manager. So we're going to have a look at adding roles and features to our server. We'll have a look at the best practice analyzer, we'll have a look at event viewer, and finally what we'll have a look at is how we can actually restart the server through the command line. So what we're going to do to start with is we're just going to have a look at adding roles and features. So we're currently sitting in Server Manager, we're currently sitting at the dashboard. So what we're going to do here is click on our Add Roles and Features button. This is then going to take us into a wizard. So within the wizard, on the before we begin, we'll just have a quick read through this and select our next button. Then what we've got here is we've got our installation types. So we've got role-based or feature-based installation. So let's select next. And then what we're going to do next is just select our server. So we're currently sitting on DC1, so we'll select next. Then what we'll do here is, first thing we'll do is we'll add the fax server role. Now a role is a major bit of functionality. It's got some additional features. So these are features of that role. So we've got the print document services, the print server, and we've got some remote server admin tools as well. So we'll just add the features as well. Then if we select our next button, we can also add features as well. So the features are the features of the operating system or some of the roles that we already have in place. So let's also install the branch cache functionality as well as a feature of the operating system. Then we'll select our next button. It's asking us for specific information relating to the fax server, so we'll just select next. And then what we can do here is if we read through this, this will give us some information about the print and document services. So just allowing us to centralize print server and network printer management. So we'll select next again. Then on the role services here, we're just going to go with the print services. We're not going to bother installing anything additional, and select next again. Then at this point here, what we'll do is we'll turn a little tick box to just restart the destination server automatically if required, just in case. Select the yes button here. We do want to allow automatic restarts, and then select our install button. So now what it's going to do here, it's just going to go away, install the fax server branch cache feature, and then at the end of it, it may restart, it may not, but rather than sit and watch this, we'll just pause the demonstration at this point and return back once the installation is complete. So as we can see, everything's now installed, so we'll just select the close button, and that's adding roles and features. Next thing we'll have a look at here is just having a look at role-based events. So as we can see here, we've got the DNS server roles already installed, so we'll just click on DNS here. What it'll now do is it'll take us into DNS settings, and if we have a look down here, what we can see is we've got the events below here. No events have currently been logged. If we have a look at the fax server, similar sort of thing. No events have currently been logged. Now what we can see here is configuration is required for the fax server, so let's just click on the little exclamation mark. And what this tells us here is there are some post-deployment configuration. So we just click on Perform Additional Configuration. And then at this point here, we would do any of the config work required through the Microsoft Management Console. So we'll close this down. And the next thing we'll have a look at here is we'll have a look at the best practice analyzers. So we'll just click on DNS. So Server Manager includes a best practice analyzer tool for all of the Windows Server 2012 roles, and with these best practice analyzers we can determine whether roles on the network are function efficiently or if there are problems that we need to remediate. And the whole purpose of all these best practice analyzers is to allow us to examine how role functions, including queried associated event logs for warnings and error events. It's also here as well to ensure that we do configure our system in the correct manner that complies to Microsoft's best practices. So if we just scroll down a little bit here, what we can see if we scroll down and just keep scrolling down a little bit further is we have our best practice analyzer. So one of the things we would do here, we click on our tasks button, and then what we would do is start our best practice analyzer scan. Now this will take a few minutes, so what we'll do is we'll just start it, and then what we'll do is we'll pause the demonstration and return back once the scan is complete. So we'll select our start button and we'll leave this running. So we'll select start scan and just pause the demonstration. So as we can see, we've got a few warnings. We've got one error, just telling us that we can't see our list of routines. So that's purely because we don't have internet connectivity. So what we would do out there in the real world, we'll work through this list and repair anything that we seem to have a problem with. Now we've installed some roles, we'll just click on the Tools button. Under the Tools button we can now see the admin utilities that will allow us to run all of the utilities that we have installed on this system. So if we have a look up here, for example, there's our fax service manager. Here's DNS that we've already got running as well. Next thing we'll do here is we'll just launch up PowerShell. So we'll just run this as administrator. And then once we're in here, what we can do through administrator, logged in to Windows PowerShell, we have the ability to restart our server. So at this point here, we'll just issue the command. So the first thing I'll do here is just clear the screen. And the command we're going to do here is just to shut down /r space /t and then 5 and hit the enter key. As we can see at this point here, it's just telling me that I'm about to be signed out and that my system will shut down in less than a minute. And that's the end of this demonstration. Thanks very much.